The question hit the room like a sudden storm at noon, sharp and impossible to ignore. In the middle of a bright glass office washed in daylight, a powerful CEO found herself staring at a poor single father with confusion in her eyes, her voice unsteady as she asked why his little daughter called her mom. Time seemed to pause, sunlight hanging in the air, as the man lowered his gaze and prepared to answer a truth that would change both their lives forever. If you believe in second chances, in broken lives finding light again, take a moment right now to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel Stories of Healing. Your support keeps these stories alive. Armin Qureshi had learned long ago how to become invisible. Each morning, under the honest glare of the sun, he walked the same route through the city wearing clothes that had seen better years, holding the small hand of his daughter, Zara. Daytime was not gentle to people like him. It revealed everything. The tired lines on his face, the patched knees of his trousers, the quiet fear he carried like an old wound. Zara, however, walked proudly beside him, her eyes always lifted, always searching for something hopeful in the world. She had known loss early, and yet she smiled at strangers as if kindness were an unbreakable law of nature. Armin once had dreams that reached higher than the rooftops around them. He had studied engineering, graduated with promise, and married the love of his life, Samreen, under a wide-open sky filled with laughter. But daylight also reveals how quickly things can fall apart. Samreen's illness came suddenly, burned fiercely, and left just as fast, leaving Armin with a 3-year-old child and a silence so heavy it followed him everywhere. Bills piled up. Opportunities slipped away. By the time Zara was 5, Armin was doing whatever work he could find during the day, cleaning offices, repairing old machines, anything that paid enough to keep food on the table. One of those places was a towering corporate building owned by Meher Ashcroft, a woman known in business circles for her discipline, vision, and emotional distance. Meher had built her empire from nothing, and daylight meetings were her battlefield. She arrived early, left late, and trusted numbers more than people. To her, the cleaning staff were part of the background, necessary but unnoticed. Armin never expected his life to cross hers in any meaningful way. Yet every afternoon, when sunlight poured through the glass walls, Zara waited in the lobby with her coloring books while Armin finished his shift. The security guards grew fond of her. The receptionists smiled. And sometimes, Meher passed through the lobby and noticed the little girl sitting there quietly, drawing pictures filled with bright suns, flowers, and smiling figures that looked nothing like the gray world around them. Zara had a way of seeing people deeply, even those who never looked back. One day, during a charity drive organized by the company, Zara wandered into a conference room filled with light and voices. Meher was there, overseeing preparations. Zara, unaware of status or power, looked at the woman with curious warmth. Something about Meher's presence felt safe to her, familiar in a way she could not explain. From that day on, whenever Zara saw Meher pass by, she waved enthusiastically, sometimes even running toward her. Meher, caught off guard, began offering small smiles in return. Over weeks, those brief moments grew into something unexpected. Meher learned Zara's name. Zara learned Meher's schedule. In the brightness of day, amid busy professionals and ringing phones, a fragile connection formed. Zara started talking about her drawings, about school, about how her father worked very hard. Meher listened, unsure why she did, but unable to stop. There was something about the child's honesty that slipped past her defenses. Then came the day everything shifted. Zara, holding Meher's hand during a charity event, casually referred to her as Mom. The word echoed louder than any announcement in the sunlit hall. Conversations halted. Meher froze, her heart pounding in a way boardroom battles never caused. She gently corrected the child, but the word lingered, heavy with meaning. Later that same day, under the clear light of the CEO's office, Meher finally asked Armin the question she could not shake. Why did his daughter call her mom? Armin stood there, hands clasped, eyes lowered, feeling years of struggle press against his chest. He did not answer quickly. The truth deserved daylight, not shadows. He explained that Zara had lost her mother so young that her memories were made of feelings, not faces. He spoke of long days when he worked and nights when Zara asked questions he could barely answer. He admitted that Zara watched Meher from afar and saw something she missed deeply. Strength. Calm. Presence. He said Zara did not mean disrespect. To her, mom was not a title of birth, but a feeling of safety and care she sensed around Meher. As Armin spoke, Meher felt something inside her crack open. Daylight poured across her desk, illuminating framed awards and certificates that suddenly felt meaningless. She had chosen success over everything else, even the chance to become a mother herself. She had buried that loss beneath ambition, convincing herself it no longer mattered. But hearing Armin's words, she realized it had never truly gone away. From that day, Meher's life began to change in small but profound ways. She arranged for Zara to attend a better school. She offered Armin a stable job within the company, not out of charity, but because she recognized his skills and determination. She began leaving her office earlier in the afternoon, sometimes joining Zara for lunch in the building cafeteria where sunlight streamed through wide windows. The world noticed the change. Meher Ashcroft smiled more. Armin stood taller. Zara laughed louder. Daytime, once harsh and revealing, became warm and forgiving. The challenges did not disappear overnight. Armin still struggled with self-doubt. Meher wrestled with vulnerability. But together, they began building something that felt real. As months passed, Meher became a constant presence in Zara's life. She attended school events, helped with homework, and listened to stories that had nothing to do with profits or projections. In return, Zara filled Meher's carefully controlled world with color and noise and unexpected joy. Armin watched it all with gratitude and humility, never asking for more than what was freely given. The question that once froze Meher became a quiet understanding between them. She realized that family was not always created through blood, but through shared daylight moments, through showing up again and again when it mattered. Zara had not called her mom by mistake. She had recognized a place in her heart that Meher herself had forgotten existed. Before this story ends, take a moment to comment below and share what family truly means to you. On a bright afternoon, as sunlight danced across the city, the three of them stood together watching Zara run across a park, her laughter carried by the breeze. Meher felt something she had chased her entire life finally settle into place. Armin felt hope, steady and warm. Zara felt whole. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you that love can arrive in unexpected daylight moments, please like, comment, and share this video. Your engagement helps stories of healing reach others who need a reminder that even the most broken lives can find light again.